In Malaysia, hundreds of people have been arrested in opposition rallies across the capital, Kuala Lumpur. Police fired tear gas and water cannon at protesters calling for electoral reforms. Authorities had declared the rallies illegal and sealed off parts of the city in advance to try to deter demonstrators.
They were told not to come, but they came anyway, and confrontations between pro-reform demonstrators and police turned violent on the streets of Kuala Lumpur, precisely what the government said it wanted to avoid by banning the demonstrations in the first place. Tens of thousands came in clusters, hoping to make their way through different routes to Merdeka Stadium, the site of Malaysia's declaration of independence from Britain over 50 years ago. The protesters are calling for electoral reform and transparency in governance. But there were other groups that turned out too. These demonstrators, much fewer in number, came in support of the government. None of the sides were spared as police arrested hundreds, including opposition politicians and the leaders of all the groups, calling it only fair. Police presence has been heavy here since Friday, effectively shutting down the capital city. Some have called it an overreaction that has instead provoked the chaos that transpired. Others feel it's this very police presence that actually led to fewer demonstrators turning out than originally expected.
The particular event here is also a polarized society between those who support government and buy the government line versus those who actually genuinely want to see some kind of democratic reforms take place in Malaysia before the next general election.
Tensions remain high as protesters now try to figure out where to take things from here. But they have succeeded in getting the attention they wanted. Attention that doesn't reflect well on the government of Prime Minister Najib Razak. This is a nation that cannot hide nor ignore its deep divisions for much longer. MARGA ORTIGAS, Al Jazeera, Kuala Lumpur.
In Malaysia, hundreds of people have been arrested in opposition rallies across the capital, Kuala Lumpur. Police fired tear gas and water cannon at protesters calling for electoral reforms. Authorities have declared the rallies illegal and sealed off parts of the city to try to deter demonstrators. You can find the latest on all those stories and much more at aljazeera.net/English.